Hey guys, it's Larry from Nerdherfers, and we are recording our first two episodes of 2025 right here at Industrial Cigar Company in Frisco, Texas. And before we get started this evening, I just happened to be able to get Andrew Frakes with me. He is the head of membership. Andrew, thanks for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
First question right out of the gate is, how did you get into the retail cigar industry, and why, in the name of all that is sane, are you doing it?
That's a very good question. They do say that the way to make $1 million in the cigar industry is start with $2 million. It's not a great investment, but it's definitely a passion project. It's me, my brothers, and my dad. My sister-in-law is also involved, and my mom's also involved. So when you look at our logo, we're actually a hexagon. So 6 sides of the hexagon is each one family members. Being from Nebraska and all our travels and our past experiences, that we go to all these different places to go smoke cigars, and they were missing on a lot of different core things. And us being hospitable Nebraskans, that was something that was a huge miss. And we're like, I think we could do this better. We have a good business mind, but at the same time, we really care about people. So we wanted to build this place to where we could get Dad to retire here and still hang out with his friends and still be able to sell cigars, because he'll never stop working. So if we could kind of ease that landing a little bit, it'd be easier.
That is fantastic. And I will completely agree. Nobody beats that Midwestern hospitality. It's just simply not possible. Now, you know, the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area has a lot of different cigar lounges. So I am curious, because you brought it up. What do you think differentiates Industrial Cigar Company from its competitors in the market?
We primarily focus on community and culture here. Mm-hmm. So we focus on the intangible stuff. Every other business is focused on the stuff that's going to bring them in money. And we focus on the people, and the business will take care of itself. And so we surround ourselves with amazing individuals, amazing members. We have the biggest membership base in Texas, and probably in the country, honestly. And because of that, we've created such a trusting culture with our staff. We're not here to sell them like used car salesmen. We're here to learn about their palates. So everyone's a trained tobaccero, and they are learning about people's palates. Whenever they come in, we can suggest new things. Not upsell them, we're suggesting new things.
Right. Tell me the top 5 cigars you're digging on right now, because I know it changes.
It does change. So
but
often,
give me your top 5 right now.
When it's cold season like this, I smoke darker cigars.
Okay.
And I usually don't smoke oily cigars by any means. But like the Cabinet Maduro No. 5 from LFD, love it right now. I don't know why. It's just when it gets cold, I want dark cigars. And then the 90-year Padron.
Oh yeah.
That's always up in my top 5, always. That Mexican San Andreas wrapper is just sweeter. But then I'll smoke a lot of EP Carrillos, whether it's the La Historia or the, no, it's mostly La Historia, in all honesty. Crux, Bull and Bear is always in my top 5. Is that 4 or 5?
That's 4.
That's all I've been smoking.
Okay.
5, I mean, the DCs, the Definition cigars.
Yes.
We're about to actually go do a taste test with them with a bunch of his new blends here in a little bit.
Ooh, outstanding.
But his stuff has been amazing. And we actually curated a lot of his blends in this room that we're sitting in.
No kidding.
And so, and that's, if you haven't heard of DC cigars, they're Definition cigars. They're
oh no,
amazing.
we're familiar.
Amazing
We
cigars.
love those guys.
And it's funny. So Jaman out of Dallas,
yep.
He comes in, he's like, guys, I need you to test all these cigars and give me honest feedback. And we do this for a lot of different manufacturers, by the way. And we were sitting in this room. We had a desk in here. It was before we expanded, so this wall was a little bit further out from us. And we took that time, and he's like, I want to sit in the corner. We're like, I don't think you should do that. He's like, seriously, I'm a big boy, I can handle it. He sat in the corner, and we don't censor anything, because it's just all the boys. We get to just do whatever we do, right? And we said some of the meanest things, forgetting he was in the room. And he's just in the corner, just taking notes. It's like, yeah, it tastes like feet. Huh. Okay, fix that. And then he went back to Nicaragua the next week and fixed every single blend.
Wow.
And but for him to be a part of it, and he's a member, he's a private member here,
yeah.
And after all that stuff, which is surprising because we said some mean stuff. But he still comes in on a regular basis and contributes so much value to.
I mean, that you got to respect the guy willing to take that kind of honesty and say, no, literally,
sure.
I'm just going to be in the corner. I hope you forget I'm in the room.
Yeah.
Smells like feet. Noted. I want to wrap up with one more question, and it's about our podcast is about cigars and whiskey and nerd stuff, and we find that there's a lot of guys who listen to us who they're either just starting to get into cigars, but maybe they're not ready to get into the community just yet. Like they'll come and they'll buy cigars from their local shop, and then they'll take them home.
Yeah.
Tell those guys what you think the advantages of being in a community like Industrial Cigar Company.
This is going to sound, obviously it's really biased, right? And I went everywhere looking for community, right? And most of the industry is a bunch of grumpy old dudes, and they get very cliquey, like you're in high school, right?
Yeah.
And so you walk into a place, especially someone that's like me, that's a little bit younger, right? Mm-hmm. Even when I was 18, I had all the confidence in the world. Professional golfer, 6'4", 220 pounds.
Right.
I had way too much confidence at that age, right? And so it didn't really bother me, but I'd always see the stares when I'd walk through a place, walk through their lounge to get to the humidor, walking through the fishbowl of just grumpy old dudes. And you can just hear them murmuring and probably making fun of my ears or have premature balding or whatever, right? And so, but when you see that in most places, you don't really want to connect with it. And we have good segmentation with our lounge, with our different private memberships and our public side and our new bar and restaurant next door. But there's so many different levels of experience, and there's so many types of people in here. And even if they're private members, they spend time out in the public area and all that kind of stuff. But everyone's here in this community, and they're so willing to help and motivate each other. And it's very fulfilling for everyone to be a part of a community that's like this, which is different than any other place I've been. And again, super biased because I'm one of the owners, but there's nothing like it. I mean, honestly. But when you find your group of people that smoke cigars, it's just such a good equalizer. We have one guy that was the former CMO of McDonald's sitting next to a guy that is a guy flipping or doing fries at McDonald's, and they're smoking, having a cigar, talking about normal stuff.
Just hanging out.
That's all it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Andrew Frakes, head of membership at Industrial Cigar Company. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the podcast. We will see you guys later.